the third step. Rayas Poshaya Tripadi Bhava. Raya is wealth. Wealth is that which is worthy of give and take. Anything that is worthy of give and take is considered as Raya, because the root of Raya is Radhane. Pusha Pushtam, that which is nourishing. So whatever wealth we have got, whatever treasure we have, it should be usable. Just a treasure which I cannot use, it's useless. It should be capable of applying, it should be capable of proper use. Then only that wealth has got some value. So that is Rayas Posha. Now regarding that, we have got elsewhere in the Vedas certain guidelines. One such important thing I am linking it here, that is Akshayirma Divyaha. Akshayhi Ma Divyaha. Krishimit Krishasva. Akshayirma Divyaha. Krishimit Krishasva. Vitte Ramaswa. Vitte Ramaswa. Bahumanyamanaha. Vitte Ramaswa. Bahumanyamanaha. Akshayirma Divyaha. Krishimit Krishaswa. Vitte Ramaswa. Bahumanyamanaha. So this is a piece of the Veda mantra from Rig Veda, and if I'm right, those pieces I have taught already. You can just refer it back. Now this is relevant now to discuss about it again and to analyze it and try to understand what it is. That is in the context of Rayas Poshaya Tripadi Bhava, that step in the Saptapadi. Divyaha is to gamble. That's one of the meanings. Divyaha. One of the meanings is to gamble. Akshayhi, any instrument that we use to gamble. Generally it is understood as the dice, DIC, the dice. In the meanwhile, last time I had asked you to find out whether the word what I have used was right or not. Chime, C-H-I-M-E. Did you refer it?
Yes.
C-H-I-M-E?
Yes.
That was the right word what I had used.
Yes, Sharmaji. Yes.
Because I had used it a long back, so I was in doubt whether I had used the right term or not. So I just wanted to cross-check. I also cross-checked. Yes, I used the right term. Rasa. That is with reference to Sapta Dhatu. Okay, coming back here. Dice. So dice is an instrument that we use for gambling. Dice is just a representative, not only dice. It could be a roulette also. And that roulette also is an instrument that also can be considered. So I got different types of gadgets with the help of which we gamble. Okay, if you think of a casino and its environment, I think you'll be able to understand all those Akshayhi. That's all those gadgets used for gambling. Now using those gadgets, Ma Divyaha, don't gamble. That's the guidance what they have given. Earning is okay, making money is okay. Getting wealth is fine, but not in this way, not by gambling. Another question comes, what is gambling? It need not be necessarily as we think gambling. No. Gambling is a notion, it is an attitude. And that attitude is really called as gambling. And it's put into practice also, it's called as gambling. The basis is in the mind, the gambling mind, the gambling attitude. Now what is that attitude of gambling? It is making a huge sum. Making a huge sum in the shortest time possible with no effort. This is how we can define gambling. Making huge money in the shortest time with least effort. Now, whenever we think on these lines, we are gambling. We need not be going to a gambling den or a casino and playing there, not necessarily. In our routine life also, whenever we think of making huge money in shortest time possible, with least effort, it is gambling. Don't think on those lines. Don't think on those lines. Akshayhi ma divyaha. Don't think on those lines. Don't have that attitude of gambling. Then what we should do? Krishimit krishasva. Krishim yit krishasva. That yit is the emphasis. It says, you have to earn by working for it, laboring for it, sweating for it. Krishimit krishasva. You have no choice. You have to earn by working only, by laboring for it, by struggling for it, by sweating for it. Only then, very important thing, only then we will be able to understand the value of what we have earned. If we get something free of cost, just something, get it on a plate, then we will not be able to know the effort that has gone into producing that wealth. If you have to understand the effort that has gone into the creation of wealth, yes, we will be able to handle that wealth diligently. Otherwise, we just squander it. It has come easily, it has gone easily. So it's not like that. Because any wealth that is created is invaluable, any wealth. So that invaluable wealth, if I have to use it diligently, in a very, very calculated way, then we should be able to know its worth. So the worth of it we will know only when we work for it, not otherwise. So Krishimit Krishasva. Krishi also means agriculture, working on the land. That's also true. Because the main source of wealth is land. Whatever wealth we see, its roots are in the land. It may be a mineral, it may be food, anything. Whatever resource we speak of, all the resources have got their roots in the earth, in the land. So tilling the land, depending on the land, is a way of getting the wealth direct, instead of passing through so many hands and finally taking some form of wealth. The basic wealth is food. Because food is such a wealth which can be consumed straight without exchanging with anything else and leading our life. Whereas anything other than this food, if you consider as wealth, as it is, I cannot live on that. So you say gold is a form of wealth, fine, but I cannot just live on gold. The gold has to be converted into food, ultimately. Only then I will be able to live. I cannot eat gold and live. I cannot lick gold and live. It's not possible. So ultimately we are depending on the produce of the earth, produce of the land. So that is a basic source of our life. So it says, Krishimit Krishaswa. Depend on the land. Save the land and get your livelihood out of land. That is one way. Krishi also means labor, to work. Whatever food you are getting, whatever wealth you are generating, is generated by your effort, not easily. Now what happens? If you follow this rule, we cannot amass wealth. We cannot amass wealth. A person can amass wealth only when the person throws away all the ethics. Only that person can amass wealth. By hook or crook. They don't mind what happens, what's the result. I want wealth, they just amass it. Now that is another word we have got in Vedas, that is gridha. Gridha is the word. Gridha is to grab. Any similarity between the two words? Grab, gridha. Gridha is grabbing it. So don't grab. You generate it, you develop it, you work for it. Don't grab. Is not advised. And what is the sentence we have got? Ma gridha. That also I taught earlier. Ma gridha. It is from the 40th chapter of Yajurveda. And they also call it as Ishavasya Upanishad. There it says, Ma gridha. Don't grab. Grabbing is a mental disorder. taking is fine. So whenever there's taking, naturally we think of giving also. So giving and taking is fine. But without giving, if I want to take, that is grabbing. So don't grab it. So when you are not grabbing, whatever wealth we generate, whatever wealth we get, it will be moderate. It will be moderate. It will not be a huge sum. It's not an amassing of wealth. It's not concentration of huge wealth. It cannot happen. Then it says, Vitte Ramaswa. Ramaswa means to enjoy. Enjoy the wealth what you have got. But how? Bahumanyamanaha. Thinking that itself is huge. It's not physically huge. It's not quantitatively huge. But qualitatively it is huge. And enjoy that wealth. Mere amassing wealth is of no use. We should be able to enjoy it also. Why you are after wealth? Why you are after money? It's only to enjoy. If I'm not able to enjoy but just accumulating it, what's the use of it? It's a waste. It's a waste of energy, time. Whatever we earn, we should be able to enjoy. So we should separate it in such a way that one part I earn, another part I enjoy it. Only then there is some meaning for this what we have earned. It will have some utility in its enjoyment. So enjoy it, and that enjoyment should be with this attitude as though the wealth what you have got is huge. Bahu manyamana. It's not really not huge, but it's moderate. It is sufficient enough for us to enjoy. It is not huge. Though it is not huge, qualitatively it is huge. It is of a good quality because we have not grabbed, we have worked for it, we have labored for it. So only when we are able to earn our wealth, earn our money in this way, that is called as Rayas Posha. That is wealth which is nourishing, which gives us all the nourishment. This is one simple example what I have given from the Veda itself, which answers the question of Rayas Posha, which explains Rayas Posha. So this is an understanding between the bride and the groom. They say, okay, in future, we have got additional responsibilities. To discharge these additional responsibilities, we need wealth. Fine. But how we are going to earn the wealth? Now they come to an understanding. We shall follow the path of ethics. We shall follow the right path. And whatever wealth we earn, okay, we shall understand it as qualitatively of very high value, and we shall enjoy it, and we shall share it with others also. And sharing part I have told you in the very first thing, Isha Ekapadi Bhava. So Vedas are not against wealth. Vedas are for wealth. One more statement is there in the Vedas. Vayam Syama Patayo Rayinam. This also I have taught already.
Yes.
Vayam Syama Patayo Rayinam. Here also that Ray is there. Ray is again wealth, worthy of exchange. Pradhane. Now this Ray, this wealth, we shall be masters of this wealth. That's a very important thing. Vayam Syama Patayaha Rayinam. Patayo Rayinam. We shall become the masters of wealth. Now today, almost everywhere we are seeing that everybody is after wealth. Fine, but they are not masters of wealth. Wealth, they have become slaves of wealth. They want wealth, and to get wealth, they are prepared to do anything, irrespective of whether it's right or wrong. Do something, amass wealth. So this has become the order of the day. That is why the whole world is chaotic. That's why wars are raw even now. In one part of the other of the world, what is going on? In one part of the other, people are exploiting other people for the sake of wealth. It's happening every moment. Because they are all interested in gaining wealth, and they are becoming slaves of wealth, and they are not trying to be masters of wealth. Only a master of wealth can command it. Only a master of wealth can command it and enjoy it. A slave cannot enjoy. Concept that we can understand. A slave cannot enjoy. A master can enjoy. So if you want to enjoy wealth, you have to be masters of wealth. So if you have to be masters of wealth, you have to earn it in the right way and right way alone. Otherwise, you are after wealth and you have thrown the ethics into wind. Now all these things are considered. So Rayas Poshaya Tripadi Bhava. The bride and groom take the third step with an understanding that in our future life, in our joint life, in our grahasthashrama, we shall earn wealth in the right way. So by chance, if I think of gambling, by chance, if I think of grabbing money, you alert me. If you do it, I will alert you. So we shall be cautious in every step of ours in future in our grahasthashrama. But we shall earn wealth. We are not agnostic. We shall earn wealth, but earn it in the right way. What is that right way? That's what I have explained so far. Akshirma divyaha payam syama patayorainam. These are the complementary statements what I got in the Veda. Rayas Poshaya Tripadi Bhava. They come to an understanding and take the third step. Then the fourth step. Mayo Bhavyaya Chatushpadi Bhava. Mayo Bhavyaya Chatushpadi Bhava. Mayo Bhava is explained as pleasure, enjoyment. We shall take the fourth step for enjoyment. Now the question comes, are you not enjoying now? Yes, we are enjoying. We are enjoying. But this enjoyment is different. The enjoyment what we had so far as a bride, as a groom, is individualistic. It was not together. Now we are enjoying together. Now this is also a very, very important thing. To enjoy alone is something. To enjoy together is something. And there is a lot of difference between the two. Enjoyment together has got several phases. One is with friends, one is with relatives, one is between husband and wife. Now that relationship between husband and wife, where they enjoy together, it need not be only physical relationship, including that. They are enjoying together, and that is what is called as sambhoga. Sam is together, bhoga is to enjoy. But unfortunately the word has been restricted to only intercourse, the physical relationship between husband and wife, not necessarily. Sambhoga is to enjoy together, that too in particular the man and wife, the husband and wife. So we shall enjoy, we shall feel happy. Let the life for both of us be pleasurable, excellent. But a very important thing comes, where that pleasure is, where that happiness is. Is it in a mall? Is it in a market? Is it on the pavement? No. You don't get it anywhere. You may be prepared to pay any amount for it. You will not get it. It is not a commodity for sale. Then what is it we have to do? We have to create it. We have to manufacture it. And the factory where we manufacture it is our own self, in our own selves. We have to manufacture it. Now what is the raw material for it? To manufacture this pleasure or happiness, the raw material for it is contentment. The raw material for it is satisfaction. Only when that satisfaction is there, only when that contentment is there, yes, we will be able to generate that happiness, we will be able to generate that pleasure in ourselves. Whatever be the external surroundings. Irrespective of the external surroundings, a person can be happy, the couple can be happy, the couple can enjoy happiness, enjoy pleasure, provided they generate it within themselves. And for that it needs the raw material as contentment and satisfaction. Contentment is necessary, satisfaction is necessary. So they come to an understanding here, okay, yes, I also have got positives and negatives. You also have got your own positives and negatives. Your own shortcomings and strengths. I have got my own weaknesses and strengths. Fine, we shall understand it. We shall accept it as it is. And I shall be contented with your strengths and weaknesses, and you shall be contented with my strengths and weaknesses. We will agree. Because nobody is perfect. Nobody is 100% strong. Nobody is 100% weak. Nobody is 100% good. Nobody is 100% bad. That is reality. So we have our own shortcomings. With our own shortcomings, I shall be satisfied with you and you be satisfied with me. You shall be comfortable with me, I shall be comfortable with you. So this is the understanding they come into. So when they decide upon being satisfied about each other, yes, that pleasure or happiness in their grihastha ashrama will evolve, will blossom. That's the thing. When this is not understood between the two, all illegitimate things happen. The husband becomes unfaithful. The wife becomes unfaithful. And they try to search for this happiness here and there in different other companies. And they will never get it. Because they should have been created in themselves. What they cannot create in themselves, they cannot get it elsewhere. Understand this and jointly manufacture it in themselves. Yes, they will get it, otherwise they will never get it. Because that's the process. In all other relationships, which I call it as illicit or extramarital relationships, in all those relationships, physical things will happen, but mental compatibility, spiritual compatibility will never be there. Now, only satisfying the needs is animal-like, it's not human. In human relationship, yes, physical elements are also there, mental elements are also there, spiritual elements are also there. Three are addressed. Yes, the pleasure what to get, the happiness what to get is the highest. If any one of these things is lost or it's only on physical level, yes, some satisfaction will be there, but it's a very cheap one. It's a cheap one. When it's possible for us to get the highest happiness, highest comfort, highest pleasure, why compromise for something which is of a low standard is what we have to think seriously. The highest standard of happiness we can get only when we understand this at the fourth step. Yes, I shall be happy with you, you shall be happy with me, and we shall create this happiness and pleasure in us with all accommodation, with all adjustment, with all understanding, and finally with contentment and satisfaction. Now the satisfaction also is like that. Unless I in my mind say I am satisfied, I can never be satisfied. You give me the whole world, you give me the whole universe, still avaricious. I am dissatisfied. And dissatisfaction is the root cause of all unhappiness and displeasure. It's very clear. I have to satisfy myself deliberately, voluntarily. Only then I can enjoy satisfaction. No external thing can satisfy me. Even the whole universe cannot satisfy me. If I am not satisfied inside. If I am satisfied inside, anything will go. Anything will go. I am happy with that. Anything will go. Even if I am starving, yes, I can be very happy, even though I am starving. Because that satisfaction is not in the food, but is in my mental attitude. Even if I'm starving, if I'm in pain, I can be happy. Now it appears paradoxical, but that is true. That is true. Because that's the power of the mind, that's the power of the spirit. It's capable of doing it. So whatever be the external difficulty, all those difficulties can be enjoyed. Can be enjoyed. When the spirit is that level, when the mind is that level. So only when we understand this, yes, we can all be happy, whatever be the external circumstance, and we will not search for happiness in anything external. We know the root of happiness is in us. That is in satisfaction. And that satisfaction, I deliberately get it. I get it to that state deliberately. Yes, I'm happy now. This is enough. This is enough for me to live. This is enough for me to breathe. This is enough for me to live. It's enough for me to serve. Fine. I'm satisfied. I'm happy. This is what we have to understand very clearly. If one counter question, if happiness is in wealth. Let us assume. If happiness is in wealth, if happiness is in luxury, if happiness is something in external thing, whatever we have amassed, then all wealthy people should have been very happy. Is it true? No, it never works. In fact, such wealthy people are most suffering people, but they don't express it. Internally, they are bankrupt, but they have got a lot of wealth. This we have to observe very closely. How we can understand this? You see, all wealthy people are afraid of so many things. The very wealth is a cause of their fear. I've got so much of wealth, how am I to protect it? They're under tension, they're under pressure every moment. Now a person who is under fear, a person who is experiencing tension can never be happy. Very simple. The rich people, they are not without fear. Rich people, they are not without fear. And that fear eliminates whatever happiness that could be there, whatever satisfaction that could be there. So fearlessness is a state of satisfaction. Fearlessness is a state of happiness. Fearlessness is a state of pleasure. This you have to understand very clear. And only then we'll be able to understand that Mayo Bhavyaya Chatushpadi Bhava is something which we have to generate in ourselves, and this is a joint venture. We, the bride and the groom, we together will generate it. We shall be satisfied with one another, and we shall enjoy, we shall be happy. Mayo Bhavyaya Chatushpadi Bhava. So all these things go into this fourth step. Okay, yes, it is the truth, it is valid, we will take it, accept it, and take the fourth step. Then the fifth step. Prajabhyaha Panchapadi Bhava. Prajabhyaha Panchapadi Bhava. Prajabhyaha Panchapadi Bhava. Ja is that which has taken birth. Jani Pradurbhave. Jani Pradurbhave. Pra is an upasarga, is a prefix which says in the exemplary way, in the best way. That which has taken birth in the best way, with all strength, that we call as praja. That is, the issues, what we are getting, in the best way. We have got our own strengths and weaknesses. But when we beget children, we want the children to be more strong, more healthy, and we want them to be more intelligent. This is our goal. And such a child is called as praja. This is improvising from generation to generation. If this doesn't happen, we call it as degeneration. We become weaker and weaker. We become diseased and more diseased. And we become less and less intelligent. If that is a downward trend, we call it as degeneration. If it's an upward trend, we call it as a generation and an improvement. And that is known as praja. Praja is improvement. It's possible. It's possible. With our efforts, it's possible for us to beget better children. Children are not by accident. Children are by planning. Now the plan doesn't get itself limited to the number of children. It also is inclusive of the quality of the children what we beget. We have got such processes. So to beget such children who are better than us, yes, that is called as praja. So we shall have such children. Praja Bhyaha Panchapadi Bhava. To beget such children, we shall take the fifth step. Now please note that the fifth step is based on the first four. The first four. Willpower, sharing our wealth with others, good health, physical, mental, spiritual. and then wealth earned in the right way, and then satisfaction. Upon that, we are getting children. All of us, we beget children. But is it on these four pedestals? That's a very important question. Knowingly or unknowingly, those who have got this Vedic culture or Indian culture in the background, they would have followed this, knowingly or unknowingly. But to do it deliberately, to do it with a lot of understanding and doing it consciously will give us very good results. Will give us very good results. It's possible. In many other societies, other than those which have got their roots in the Vedic culture, the first four elements are totally forgotten. Or they don't know the importance of it. So yes, they get children, they get offsprings, but if I'm allowed to use that word, most of them, they are all brats. Brats. They are not praja. It's as good as an animal begetting its offspring. It's animal-like. They physically meet, they beget children. And who takes care of the children? Who educates them? Who looks after them? Not of much responsibility. Because they were always concentrating on their physical satisfaction. That was the end of it. They never knew that this relationship has got so many other responsibilities to be taken into consideration. So the children of other societies, there could be some exceptions also. Most of the societies, they beget children, but the children are not praja. That's a very important thing. They are not praja. That is why the children have been the cause of so many problems in different other societies. They are intolerant, they are adamant, and for their individual sensual pleasure, they are prepared to do anything. No ethics, no values, nothing. We find it in different societies. They have got so much of independent spirit that they don't want to listen to anyone. But also things are in the minimum level in those families, in those societies which have got this Vedic or Indian culture as roots. Even today it is true. Even today it is true. So praja, we have to beget such children who are better than us. They should live long, they should be more healthy, they should be more intelligent, they should be wealthier than us, they should be hardworking than us, and they should be useful to the society more than us. Yes, that is praja. Now all this explanation what I am giving is there in that word praja, and there are so many other Veda mantras which support this. So upon that I am telling it. Please think for a while, please think of a while. If you beget a child of that sort, are you not happy?
Yes.
Will you not be happy? Yes, we will be proud of them. We will be proud of them. Yes, we have got such very good children. One day or other somebody says, what a wonderful kid you are, what a wonderful gentleman you are, what a wonderful gentle lady you are, thanks to your parents who begot you. You see, this is what we expect. It's not just getting the children. Our happiness is not just in begetting children, but it is becoming useful citizens of the world. Yes, we'll be very happy. We would have done something good. This is our contribution to the universe. This is our contribution to the world. This is our contribution to the human society. Now all this included in this Prajabhyaha Panchapadi Bhava. So just imagine, if a bride and groom understands this at the 5th level, after the 4th one, now how will a family structure be? How will the relationship will be between the parents and the children? Now today generation gap is a big problem in most of the societies. Elders think in a different way. Younger people think in a different way. There's a lot of difference in their thinking and approach to life. The relationships are strained. The relationship between parents and children is not something compatible, is not something comfortable. A lot of rifts are there between the two. But when you understand the relationship between the parents and the children under this word praja, then that relationship will be more human. That relationship will be more pleasing, comfortable. And the problem of generation gap will be avoided from the beginning. All these things are included in Prajabhya Panchapadi Bhava. So the bride and groom, they understand all these things. Not only in that Vivaha Samskara, they just chant Prajabhya Panchapadi Bhava. Okay, let us take the fifth step, that's all. But they would have been taught earlier. They would have been taught earlier in the Brahmacharya Ashrama, in that Gurukula, all these things. So just to remind them is only a reminder, it's just a tag. It's just a small sutra, it's just a formula to make them remember what all they have been taught in the Gurukula about this Praja. A lot of things would have been taught. Now when they listen to the word Prajabhya Panchapadi Bhava, they'll remember all those things whatever they have learned. And they'll gear up for the future. They'll gear up for the Grihasthashrama. And that's what is required here in the Saptapadi. In this fifth step, Prajabhya Panchapadi Bhava. One is Ritubhyaha Shatpadi Bhava. Ritubhyaha Shatpadi Bhava. And the last one is Sakha Saptapadi Bhava or Sakhe Saptapadi Bhava. Now, these two things we will discuss in the next session. Thank you for your concentrated listening.